So I hope that you enjoyed this quick little tour of my back area. No.
Tour of my back end. My back end.
I said my back area.
My back area.
Hey guys, welcome to another video. So today we are focusing on this part of my office area, and I'm going to give you a little walkthrough of two organizational systems that really work very well for me. And one of them I had asked you if you wanted me to show you how I organize them, and you had said yes. And the other one I just thought was really a very good way of organizing, so I thought I'd show you. So let me get into explaining what these organizational systems are and get into the video. So this is the back counter of my office area. I'm not going to show you the rest of my office because, quite frankly, it's trashed. Today is going to be an office cleanup day. The two organizational systems I'm focusing on is this one right in front of you, which is my scrap paper organizational system. And it includes this magazine rack right here. They used to be on the top of my rolling cart where I now have my stickers. That looks a mess too. But about a couple months ago, I found this magazine rack. Actually, the girls found this magazine rack. One of the neighbors was giving it away. And I just took it and painted it pink and use it for my scrap paper. So I'll just show you briefly. I've got 12 by 12 pads in the front. I do have 6 by 6 pads that I keep in my desk drawer. They're not kept here because I don't reach for my 6 by 6 pads the same ways that I reach for my 12 by 12, if that makes sense. So these are all my 12 by 12 pads, and you see they've got numbers labeled on them, starting with number 1 and going all the way back. And I'll show you why they are labeled that way. So I've got the numbers going all the way back. And then in the back here, I have the kits that I buy from Tuesday Mornings. I don't like to separate those. These are the kits that have the stickers and the paper. I'll show you. The stickers and the paper all together. They come like this. I don't like to separate them because when I use, you know, a kit, I like to keep it all together. I want the stickers to be able to be used with the kit. So I like to keep these together. Even when I use them, I will keep them together. So I have quite a few of those, and I like reaching for those.
Tuesday morning.
I love Tuesday mornings. I also have chipboard and thickers back here. That's where I keep those. And then towards the back, I have my calendars from the Dollar Tree because I love using those. So the reason that those have numbers on them is because when I get a new 12 by 12 paper pack, and I actually do have a new one that I need to organize, so maybe I'll show you how I do that. What I do is, I'll show you right here. This is my binder. Here's my new 12 by 12 that I haven't organized yet. So what I will do is, do you see how on the front of the 12 by 12 paper packs, it gives you an overview of everything that's on there? Well, that is, because what I do is I take off this cover It comes off quite easy. So I just take it off, and then I have my little binder here, and I will put it in numerical order in my binder, and I'll put a little number on it. That way, when I have an idea of a project that I want to do, or if one of the kids say, like Selena's last request was for me to make cash envelopes for her, well, I said, go ahead and pick yourself out some paper. Instead of her having to dig through every single pad and go through every, get all the pads out and flip through every pad, she simply went through here and she said, I want that one, I want that one, I want that one. And that way I knew paper pad 1, paper pad 2. She didn't want anything from paper pad 3. She doesn't want anything from paper pad 4. Do you see what I'm saying? So that way I knew which paper pads to get out, and we didn't have to get out all these paper pads and get them all over the place and get them all unorganized and ripped apart, because you don't want to be touching all these if you don't have to. That's one thing that I don't like doing. I don't want to get them out and have to touch them, and they're eventually going to fall apart if you're constantly flipping through them. So that is why I love this system. So I'm just giving you a flip through. And then there is one that's missing because I used it all. I don't remember which one it is. Is this labeled?
No.
Does this have a number on it?
No.
No number?
No number. That one's...
Are we sure?
No, I'm positive. Which one is that one? 10. This one's supposed to be 11.
Oh, it's labeled on the back. And so here's another thing too, is that if it has any ephemera or cards with it, I'll write that too, because then I know to look over here where I keep my ephemera in those pink Tupperware things. Hi, Hannah. To look for ephemera and cards, like life cards or any of those. So that is how I organize my 12 by 12s. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and write the next number, which I think it's 21 or 22.
The next number is 22.
And then I will hole punch this. I will put it in the back of my binder, and boom. No more having to search for what I need. Okay, so here it is. What I do is I turn it upside down. Here's where all the pages are glued together, so I flip it upside down. And then I go to the very back page, which is usually like a piece of cardboard. And I take one of these index tabs that you get when you usually get like hanging folders. And I just tape it. That owl washi tape is what I had on hand. I just tape it to the inside of the back page. And then I will file it where it belongs in here. I'm gonna have to put the camera down though because I can't do it one-handed. So let me do that and then I'll show you. So as you can see, number 22 is back in the back there, and it is filed and beautiful. Now I will tell you that you can see a little difference in height in some of these, and that is because some collections have that strip on the top and some collections don't. So the ones that don't have the strip on the top, their 12 by 12 pads are that little tiny bit shorter. There's nothing you can do about that though, because it's not like I'm gonna disassemble the whole pad. That's one thing I really love about this system, is that the pad stays assembled. So that's the difference in height. Another tip that I'm going to give you is, you see I take these pieces of thick scrapbook paper here, and I have them just shoved in the top here because the paper will lean forward if I don't do that, and I want it to stand up straight. I don't want it to lean forward, so I just bent up some paper and put it right there. And then one of my smaller calendars fell out, so I just shoved it right back in there. that is my organization system for my 12 by 12 paper pads. I love it. Like I said, it's so easy for me to flip through, find what papers I want, and then just take out the paper pad according to the number. I did see somebody on YouTube do this. This is not my original idea. I have no idea who it was. Super long time ago. And I just copied it and loved it. So I've been doing it for a while. I absolutely love it. Let's move on to this system right here is kind of new to me. Not sure whether I love it or not. This is my scrap system. So these are just the magazine, cardboard magazine holders that you get from the Dollar Tree. I just have them lined up here because they fit perfectly, as you can see. This is my scraps from whatever current holiday I'm doing. This is a little mixed up because, as you can see, there's fall, but then there's also Halloween. So I need to get in there and get rid of that. This is my rhinestones that I've been working with. This is like bigger scraps that I've been working with, and these are smaller scraps that I've been working with. So I always struggle with how to store my scraps because I want to use my scraps and I want to have them easily accessible. I don't want to like put them in a box and just, you know, put them away somewhere because I'll never use them, and I think that's a waste. I mean, this paper, let's talk about it. It's, you know, it's expensive, even though we get it on sale and we get it on discounts and all that good stuff. It's still worth money. So I don't like throwing anything away. So that's not so much something I wanted to share with you, but it was right there. So my next system that I really love, I don't even know what's in that top box. How about that? Oh. So this box right here is just kind of my grab and give away whenever somebody orders something. Oh, look at that little picture of my doodle. That's my little Cammy girl. We used to call her Cheese Doodle. I don't know, she just kind of caught my eye when I was up in the corner there. I miss her. She's been gone for a year now. Anyway, so whenever I do Happy Mail or somebody orders something, excuse me, online off of my Etsy store, this is kind of my box of goodies that I grab to include as extras. And it's just pre-made stuff that I, you know, when I want to sit around and craft one night and want to make pretty stuff and don't really have an intention for it, it's just something that I grab to put in orders or Happy Mail. Okay, so this is the other organization system that I absolutely love. So I call this box my junk journal box, and the reason I call it that is because it contains everything that I would put in a junk journal. So when I'm going to make a junk journal, I just open up this box and, believe it or not, I like grab one of everything. So on the top here, I have all my coffee dyed stuff. Not that. Those need to be cut apart. Those are index or what are they? Library cards. Those just need to be cut apart. Yeah. All of my coffee dyed things. I've got coffee dyed invoices, coffee dyed papers.
Random coffee dyed things.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, ooh, that one's nice and grungy. I like that. Like I said, sometimes I'll just grab a whole bunch of paper, and whatever's left in the coffee at the end of the day, I'll just shove some coffee in. So that's in there. I'll grab something from there. And then I've got this my husband brought home for me. Love him. It's just some graph paper, basically. I'll shove that in there because I love graph paper and junk journals.
It looks like colorful paper.
Yeah. And then I've got my manuscript tablet from the Dollar Tree. Love that in junk journals.
It's very like, it looks like it's already coffee dyed.
Yeah, I know. It's that recycled look paper.
Yeah.
I've got a bag of all sorts of tattered, torn, yeah, I mean, stuff that I've stamped, ephemera. I've got pieces of masking tape that I've stamped with antique linen stamps. I've got ephemera that I've cut out. I mean, just all sorts of stuff in there. I've got napkin decoupage in there.
It's basically
So
just a
yeah,
random.
it's a bag of random stuff, but I can go through there for any of my junk journal stuff and just grab if I need a, you know, something to tuck in a pocket or anything like that.
Ooh.
Again, more papers.
This is alcohol ink.
Yeah, this is alcohol ink paper. This is like the master copy of that invoice because I just keep making copies on my copier because I don't have this. This is, again, something my husband gave me, but I don't have the original of it. I have, let's see. This is a composition book that I tore up. I don't...
Oh, I remember. This was like you were trying to make like a junk journal, but like with your own outside. And this happened.
I don't remember, but whatever. Here's some just scrap paper. Here is a tablet from the Dollar Tree. I always grab from this. This is just, you know, regular paper. Scrap paper, I guess. Here's some colored.
Ooh, it's
Yeah, can't. You got to put it down here. I
whoopsies.
can't. Just a tablet of colored paper. I love grabbing from here too.
This is good paper.
Yeah.
It's thick.
And then this is from the Dollar Tree also. This is their paint and marker pad. This stuff is...
Paint and marker pad.
Yeah, this stuff's kind of thick. I mean, I like it. It's better than...
It feels like regular printer paper.
Yeah. And then again, I got invoice stuff here. I've got another one of those graph pads. I've got another, like, color of lined paper. I've got index cards that are coffee stained and ink dyed. I've got a Sea Life book that I can rip from or cut out from. I like using these to cut out, you know, either the dolphin facts or the pretty colorful pictures. Sometimes I'll use those.
This used to be my book.
Yeah, we recycle stuff. So this was her book for homeschooling. And then reptiles, same thing.
Same like.
I'll do the same thing. I'll just cut out pictures or rip out, you know, some of the pages, something like that.
Oh. Another random.
Another bag of junk journaly stuff. I've got stickers. I've got headbands that I've cut apart. Those I like to use as like borders for pages. I've got some old newspaper in there. Same thing as the other bag. It's just that it was too much for one bag.
Receipt book.
Receipt book. Those are fun for junk journals.
They don't have these at the Dollar Tree anymore.
They do.
They do?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I
they
haven't
have these
seen
at the
them.
Dollar Tree. Those are fun for junk journals. You can put them on index cards and use them as like tags, or you can incorporate them into different things.
Oh, this is part of a book.
Yeah, part of a book that I ripped apart.
From Dollar Tree.
Yeah, part of a book that I ripped apart. I love using book pages because you can antique these and they look really nice too, or you can coffee dye them. I'll probably throw some of these in my next batch of coffee dye stuff. And then I've got some United States cards.
Oh, sorry.
And any kind of flashcards, as a matter of fact, yeah, any kind of flashcards, you can grunge those up with
Some
ink,
like, yeah.
coffee dye. As a matter of fact, let me show you. So I found these yesterday in the clearance section of the Dollar Tree, and they were reduced to 50 cents because they were already open. But these are awesome for junk journals because I like to grunge them up. They're actually already grungy as it is because they're Dollar Tree and they like that recycled look. But they're perfect for junk journals, so I'll throw those in there too. So that's in my junk journal box, and I think that if you're into making junk journals, I think a junk journal box is perfect to have because you have everything that you need right in one box, and that way you're not searching your whole craft area to try to gather scraps or, you know, whatever, to try to get different things for your junk journal. So that has been a lifesaver for me. So I hope that you enjoyed the tour of the back of my craft area here and all my little systems that I showed you. And I will see you in my next video. Take care. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
And subscribe to Pets and Me.
Always. Bye.